Hello, friends. Welcome back to Rewind Rental episode 13, I think. Today we're talking about The Devil All the Time, starring Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Sebastian Stan, who else?
Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke, yeah. I'm Seb, joined by Callum and Evan.
Hello.
Rewind Rental, already said that.
Good job.
Who wants to give us a synopsis? Actually, I'll give it a synopsis.
You
whatever.
don't want me to because I picked the movie.
Oh, sure, go
'Cause
on.
No, we're gonna berate you for picking the movie in a minute. Don't worry.
I'm not looking forward to that. I don't appreciate that at all. Well,
I hit my microphone.
I'm going to go straight off IMDb because I have no idea what actually happened. Sinister characters coverage around a young man devoted to protecting those he loves in a post-war backwoods town teeming with corruption and brutality.
Isn't it Converge, not Coverage?
Yep.
We all know Callum can't read, Evan.
Maybe maybe we should have done the synopsis then. Anyway, moving on.
I don't think the war had anything to do with the movie.
It did.
Except for the guy at the
Other
start
than-
who was on, who got crucified.
Oh, Bill's.
Other than
I forgot Bill Skarsgård in the movie. Yeah,
yeah, other than the dad, it just came in and then it was just like, okay, that's his character. Go.
but towards the last half of the movie, it's sort of like there were elements of Vietnam creeping in.
I mean, they mentioned it twice.
Yeah.
But I thought, okay, straight off the bat, what a boring movie. My goodness. I think this is second to Inherent Vice on the boring spectrum.
I liked it more than Inherent Vice. Yeah, well, I'll let you finish first before I could go on mine.
I liked it more than Inherent Vice, but only just. I thought getting two English actors, Tom Holland and is Robert Pattinson English or is he American?
He's
English.
He's English?
Oh, he's English. Yeah.
So getting two
Yes, he is.
English actors to put on these super phony delusions accents that sound so bad.
I don't think they were bad. I actually liked Tom Holland. He surprised me.
Tom
in
Holland
having-
was Tom Holland was
he
not
was
the guy
the
for
best
this.
character.
He was not the right actor for this.
Yes, I think he
I
was
do
fine.
not think he was.
He did a good job, and I'm surprised he'd picked a role like this after doing MCU stuff. And I'm glad he is because it's a good opportunity, I reckon, for him to.
I don't think it's a surprise. There's a famous clip, well, not famous, but it's circulated of where he's in an interview and he thinks, oh, everyone just expects me to talk like Spider-Man, to be oh my god, oh Ned, we have to save the city, da 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 da. But he talks about that's not the main thing that I want to play. I don't want to always be known as Spider-Man. I want to play like other characters.
Well, that's good.
Fair enough.
So I thought it was good. It was good for a jump, for more of a serious.
He
role.
definitely demonstrated that he's got more acting chops than just the guy who can play Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah, definitely.
He
was
could have
the
picked a
best
better
part
film.
of the film. You could have.
I mean, I could
But-
have as well. But I saw
don't
this doing
think-
the rounds on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this looks kind of cool.
I was interested in seeing it upon hearing about it as well. I didn't, like I said, I didn't hate it. I didn't like it, but I don't think it's a bad movie, if that makes sense.
It's
Everything's
okay.
everything about it is solid. The acting's good. I like the cinematography. I really like the score. I like the tone. I don't even mind how bleak it is. I don't mind bleak movies. It's just I didn't like the movie, even though all the elements were there. You know.
The way it was shot was basically someone played a Rockstar game and played the entire thing on a cinematic camera. That's basically how it was shot to me.
I can see that. Yeah.
Some of it was very picturesque, which I appreciate. A lot of open fields and forests because it's deep south.
Yeah, the cinematography and the score were both really good. They
They stood out to me.
The music right at the opening, that was fantastic. But
the score towards the end felt a bit bland, but in the first half I liked it a lot.
I think I
You
think
know-
I think that could be said about the entire movie. The first like 40 minutes is really good, but then
I thought the opposite. Like I agree with you on the score was good for that first period, but that first 40 so minutes could have been cut out and could have just been told through like little snippets of dialogue and character moments as like their backstory. I don't think we needed that much because it's based off a book, and I feel like instead of selectively cutting out parts of the book, it just feels like an entire book plonked into a 2.5 hour movie.
yeah,
and it's just-
because with most books turned into movie, you'd like chop them up.
Yeah, like how they did it for the newer adaptation of Stephen King's It. That was a good decision putting it into 2 movies because there's so much content in a Stephen King novel in general
Nah,
that it needed to be separated. And
I will debate that It Chapter 2 was as good as the first one.
no, I don't think it was good.
I haven't seen
Not as good as the first.
either of
First-
them.
I like the first one. The first one was cool.
Second one was odd.
The second one was just strange.
Yeah, but
Isn't the
my point stands about it being split up because it has so much different content in it.
Isn't
This
the
one
first
just
one
feels
just
like-
Stranger Things?
Well,
No, it is it, because it's just because everyone's like, Finn Wolfhard, Stranger Things, and then they just
kids
assume
on
that-
bikes in the 80s. Oh my god,
Yeah,
it's Stranger
kid- y-
Things. A monster.
can't have shit Detroit. Can't be a kid on his bike in the 80s fighting a monster.
Yeah, now it's Stranger
Can't
Things.
have shit on Netflix.
Because fucking Stranger Things is, everyone's like, oh my god, Stranger Things is so good. And it's like, well, that's almost every 80s movie and basically most of Stephen King's
that's-
novels.
That's the whole show,
That-
basically. It's basically a love letter to the era, which is, fine.
It's
Because I think it's good content, except season 2. Season 2 was poopy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
stopped on the first half of season 2. I got bored like immediately.
Season 2 is a lull. It gets much better.
It's not really my
in season
it's
3.
not really my thing. I never watched it. I was busy watching House of Cards.
Oh.
Good old Mr. K Spacey.
Speaking of Kevin Spacey, there's a nice Borat 2 reference.
Yeah,
There's a nice reference to Kevin Spacey in Borat 2.
I only bring it up because of that joke because
Yeah, I know,
that caught
that's
me off
why.
guard.
Have you both
That
seen
was fun.
Borat 2?
We watched it
Yeah,
last
we
night.
watched it last night.
Huh.
Oh, he said that in sync.
Well,
Anyway,
didn't tell me that you guys were watching it.
So you were watching The Last Pope. 2 popes, whatever.
The
I'm
last
getting
part.
death glared for things.
Save it for later. I want to go back to Devil All Time.
I know you want to get
I
back to the
don't
movie
think-
on hand.
I think fuck you, cunt. I think some of it should have been cut out.
Some
Like,
Yeah.
like 2 hours of it.
No, I think if they put all the focus on Tom Holland's character Arvin,
Yeah.
I think it would have been better.
Shout out
But
Alfred.
the fact that they kept yes, but the fact that they kept diverting back and forth both to Jason Clarke's arc and
The cop.
the cop as well. Oh, the cop kind of plays a bigger part of the story than.
I mean, they're all relevant characters to eventually. Like, they all connect. At
if
the
I had to
end.
describe this movie simply, it's basically one big circle.
Yeah.
That's all it is, because it starts and then it just goes back
Ex-
to where it began.
Except it's kind of breaking the cycle because Tom Holland's like, all right, I'm leaving this shithole town now and starting a
Then it
new
goes
life.
It goes to Cincinnati.
Depending on your viewpoint, he could either be repeating the cycle of his dad in another town, or he's gonna start a
Well, he
whole
did.
new life.
He did basically, because they had that flash when he first beat up the bullies. They had the flash of
Yeah, I know.
like him and his dad sitting there as he cleaned his hands. I swear to God, when that Volkswagen van pulled up, I thought Charles Manson was going to be in there. I was like, for fuck's sake, where are they going with this?
I was if they did that, I would have hated the movie. I would have been so I would have been so annoyed. I would have been so irritated. Because I feel like if that was how it ended, that only would have happened because of between Mindhunter and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and whatever else Manson.
The Charles Manson verse.
Yeah.
What if it was Charles Manson, and then Arvin grows up to become that Tex guy that rode with Charles Manson.
No, I'm not even gonna think
It's
about
all
that.
connected.
I'm not gonna think about that. 'Cause
Loopholes.
that's gonna annoy me. Because
The Charles Manson verse.
we're not doing that. That's
Anyway,
I thought,
as
I
was
thought
saying,
Sebastian Stan's character, the cop, the sheriff or
Oh,
something.
he got fat for this
he was
movie.
he was like, because at the end they wanted to have like an epic style shootout or something, but then
I liked that scene.
I liked it, but then leading up to it just felt kind of like contradictory. Not contradictory, but just stupid. Like, he suddenly becomes this like mustache twirling villain who fires a shotgun, going, "Ooh, I didn't mean to scare you there."
Yeah, that was a
So
bit.
stupid. Fucking
Well,
bad.
he always had that. I think he was always that character based on
He-
from where we first see him.
he was
where
just-
he's getting jerked.
He's just hiding it.
But we
But,
never
like,
saw. We
where he's
never
getting
saw.
jerked off in
we
a
never
car
saw
by
anything-
that I assume is someone else's.
We never saw
girlfriend.
anything like that, but like at all throughout the movie. And then all he was doing was like making dirty dealings, and then he kills some guy for his gun, and then he doesn't even use that gun when killing Tom Holland or trying to. So stupid.
Well, I don't think he was. I don't think he was there for the gun. I think he was just there to kill them, and he decided to use that
I, don't
weapon.
know, I was
against
getting
them.
so bored by that point that I was just on my phone most of it.
Fair enough. Anyway, as I was saying before, again,
I can
But-
barely get a word in.
what?
I thought you were implying that I interrupted you.
Yeah, I was no, because I keep getting on fucking tangents. As I was saying, I don't. The whole Jason Clarke's arc was fucking annoying. I didn't. It was
I found it dumb. It would have ended nicely, I think.
cuckold serial killers. That's all I took from it.
Because, like, there was that whole bit where, like, the narrator was like, oh, she thought of... What's her name? Sandy? Is that her name?
Yeah.
She thought about, killing Jason Clarke and going away with him. And then they just... Why did they bring that up? If she was just going to shoot him anyway?
And then he goes to open the door, and the fucking Tom Holland just shoots him.
But, like... Why did she pull a gun on Tom Holland if there was that whole narration about, oh, she thought about... I thought that's where it was going to go. And they just leave together. But no.
No. I think she was gonna. The way I interpreted it, because I finished. I was up to that bit when I finished it this morning. I assume that that she was planning on it, and that's why she held the gun to him, because she saw Arvin shoot Carl, which was his name, and then he just. I think she was kind of scared by something, and then she didn't know whether he was gonna shoot her. So she ended up firing in self-defense.
Even though it was a
But the
But
blank.
it,
thing
turned
is-
out it was blanks.
Yeah. Turns out she had blanks because Carl was paranoid. And that's what you get when you let your wife fuck
I
up
mean,
you.
I
But,
like that twist. Like, he didn't trust her, so he put blanks, which then led to her getting killed because she was just trying to defend herself. Like, I like it when there's sort of like a chain reaction of things, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
they're not bad characters.
Which then got... What's his name to go after Tom Holland, which I thought was, like you said, a good chain reaction of
Yeah.
events where that like...
Sheriff Boudica.
Yeah, like it just spiraled out of control for him at the end, and I like that. That's kind of like a good, like, natural escalation.
Although it did feel like some characters got way too much airtime, and then other characters got barely any.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said in the chat, I was like, some people, because we talked before, because you guys watched it this morning, but I was saying, like, some characters got too much value
Absolutely.
for what they were
Because
worth.
like Jason,
Like,
Sebastian Stan's
Mm.
character was like barely in it. I felt, or like not barely in it, but like in it less than like Jason Clarke or something. And then suddenly he
I
becomes.
think
the
he
villain.
needed more. No, I think he needed more because he saw, or he was there with Arvin when his dad kills himself, and he was also there like when, what's her name, Lenora. When his stepsister killed herself, he was kind of shadowing around as well. So they both kind of coincide with one another, but their stories interacted or blended in like a strange way that didn't really make much sense or didn't need to.
It was a convoluted way of doing what could have been straightforward. And I feel like that's because, like I said, instead of adapting it from the book and cutting a lot of things out to make it a movie, they just shoved as much of the book into the movie that they could. I'm not sure if the writer of the book had a hand in writing the script. I don't know.
It doesn't say that he did.
Okay, because I know he narrated. He was the narrator, the author of the book.
Oh, really?
Oh, was he?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there was too much taken from the book that could have been left out. That could have just been done in a much simpler way that the audience could have just easily interpreted without having to have
Oh, like
tons of scenes dedicated towards it and screen time dedicated towards it.
It just,
know?
yeah, it just felt.
like the first Preacher with the spiders.
I thought that whole spider thing was like cool, but a lot of scenes just felt like they just dragged on for so long.
Because nothing happened in it. Nothing came of it.
Except then it was like, oh yeah, and then he kills his wife, and then he gets killed by Jason Clarke, and it's like, I get it, everything is connected. I get it. I get the point. You don't have to hammer it home.
Yeah. Like, I know it's supposed to be like, oh, there's this small town thing, everyone knows everyone, and everything, like, intertwines this way. And it's like,
No, but not even, because they're all from separate towns.
I know, but they all come together, sort of, in that way. But, like, it just could have been done, it just could have been done in a better way. There's tons
It's
of
the
movies.
butterfly effect, somehow.
Yeah, there's so many movies that do a similar thing, but they manage to make it easy to follow by not 2.5 hours long by dedicating useless screen time towards characters who either aren't that important or just gonna die.
I think a good example of that's probably Reservoir Dogs, because I'm looking at my shelf now and I'm trying to make comparisons to certain films, and I think the whole spider web, sort of how things tie together, and the butterfly effect, that's probably a good example.
Yeah, or even Pulp Fiction, because Tarantino's good at doing that, where he has.
Yeah, no, I understand because things tie together, but I think it's more so the back in time or non chronological. I think it fits more alongside Reservoir Dogs.
That's fair, like with a setup and then after the heist and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's a cool film. I can't remember what it's called. But it's where these people go like invent a time machine and they go back in time for like tours of the dinosaur age. They're like, oh yeah, and he's a dinosaur, but don't touch anything because that could change everything. And
I know that movie.
And then there's
I know that movie.
what's it called?
Sound of Thunder.
Sound of Thunder. I fucking love that movie. And
I
then,
used to watch it. I rented it all the time.
and then this guy steps on like a bug, and then that bug ends up turning all of the humans in the future into apes or something. Ah, so
It
good.
was a weird movie, but I loved all the monsters in it. That's why I rented it as a kid. I'm like, oh, cool monsters. I'm gonna watch this, and then I liked it a lot, and I continued to rent it.
I think I saw it
Probably-
once at my old friend's house.
It's probably not very. It's probably not a very good movie, but I liked it.
Seeing The Devil All the Time kind of made me think of
Good movies.
other famous character ensemble movies.
Can
that
I
are
actually
sort of
think
tied
of better
together.
movies?
Yes, I can think of better movies. I can think of Bad Times at the El Royale, which was a far better structured film.
No, that's also
That-
a bad movie.
that- It's not.
It
bad.
is. It's boring.
It's not. It's not. This is boring.
This is very boring.
Film bros don't talk about Bad Times at the El Royale, do they?
Yeah, probably for good reason.
Oh, fuck off. No, we're watching it next week. I'm picking it. Because it's actually structured well and it's entertaining.
I don't want to watch it.
Oh, well, you made me watch this.
I've already watched Bad Times at the El Royale.
Well, you're watching it again.
You can just not watch it again if you remember enough about it.
We're gonna be in the pool house. We're gonna be on the shuffleboard.
I
We're
didn't.
gonna be at the buffet.
I didn't rewatch Whiplash when we did that because I'd seen that too many times.
I've only seen Bad Times at the El Royale once.
Yeah, but do you remember enough about it to talk about it?
I don't know.
Watch it again.
It's so. I only remember how I felt, and I was just like, I hate this. I hate every minute of this.
So okay, so when did you watch it?
Probably 3 months ago. 4 months ago, maybe.
Surely that's recent enough.
It'll be fine.
No, I think there's ties to it. There's reasons. There's personal reasons why I don't like it. I have a feeling.
No.
Which
It's
we're not gonna
it's
get
nothing
into.
about that. It's because there's the whole side plot with Chris Hemsworth. I was just like, this is stupid. Like, I mean, I know this isn't the film for this week, but there's a whole plot with Chris Chris Hemsworth, and I just found it so stupid how he's like a preacher, and I'm like, this is dumb. I hate it.
He's not a
Yeah,
preacher.
he is.
He's a cult leader.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
Kind of is the same
Robert
thing.
Pattinson's a preacher.
Which one would you rather be, a preacher or
Evan, you're
or
a
a cult
Satanist.
leader?
You can't talk.
I can talk.
what would you
No.
rather be, a preacher or a cult leader?
Same thing.
It's not.
At least if I'm a cult leader, I get to kill myself at some point and be justified for it. Anyway,
What?
What?
the joke.
I'd fucking spray you with the spray bottle if I had one.
The joke. I'm saying I want to kill myself because I have to watch this movie. Anyway,
Haha, edgelord funny. No.
shut up. you make
This
you make jokes like that too. Shut up.
I do.
Exactly.
If I'm not anything, I'm a hypocrite.
I know.
Um,
I'm not a bush. I'm not no
Fucking-
one.
what?
I've sent you guys that video so many times,
That statement makes as much sense as this movie.
and I keep referencing it, and you keep not getting it.
Send it again and I'll watch it after.
I will.
But yeah, that statement makes as much sense as, without context, I assume that statement makes as much sense as this movie. And before anyone says, which a lot of people won't be watching because our fucking view count is falling, but I don't think this movie is meant to be plotless, or this movie is meant to make sense. I understand that, but some things just needed to be cut.
Yeah.
I don't mind a
Something
movie that
served no
meanders this
purpose.
much and has like an ensemble cast and goes through this much time and backstory. I don't mind that. I'm fine with that. I like movies like that, depending what they are. It's just like you said,
There's a difference.
like you said, a lot of stuff could have been cut out, and it would have been a much better movie for it.
I think
'Cause-
I think you said it right, Seb. You said that movies shouldn't.
I can't
shouldn't-
remember
You said
what I
movies
said.
shouldn't be boring. Like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
movies should be. Don't you watch a movie to be entertained? Like,
Yeah, that
Mm.
being boring is the cardinal sin a movie can commit.
and
it's not,
that's what this movie is. It's fucking boring.
No, but I think there's a difference in what I was saying was there's a difference between being boring because Evan, you said that movies can be boring. That's fine, but I think there has to be some sort of entertainment value. By what you mean by boring, I interpreted it. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I interpreted that as slow paced, a bit pandering,
Well, no.
dragging on a bit, and that's fine. But that's if it's good. Yes,
like I can deal with slow paced movies. I don't have like fucking. I adore Mandy, and that movie is so slow paced. You go into it expecting one thing, and you don't get that for the first like maybe hour and 10 minutes, and I'm fine with that. I still love the rest of the movie despite that.
And I adore Macbeth, the 2015 Macbeth, and people say that that's boring.
But
well, I adore Bad Times at the El Royale, and then apparently we agree that that's boring.
we're not going to drop fucking Bad Times at the El Royale for picking that
we
next
won't
week.
do it then. We won't do it next week then. I'll pick something else.
Are you not doing this? Are you not doing next week just to spite me so you can talk about it now?
No. I said I'll pick something else.
All right.
What do you mean just to spite you?
Pick Archer. Pick like the first 3 seasons of Archer.
I'm not watching 3 seasons of a show for the podcast.
Do you know they're short? Each
That
episode.
makes no fucking
Each episode
sense.
is like 20 minutes, and there's only like
I don't
there's
care.
only like 10 episodes per season.
I don't care. I'm not watching 3 seasons of a show for the.
No, let's do the math. Let's break that down. Okay,
For
let's
fuck's
break that
sake.
down. Let's break that down. So there are 20 minutes per episode. There are 10 episodes per season. That's about 100 minutes per season based on the math. So 300 minutes, which is I need a calculator because I'm retarded. No, sorry, R-worded.
Don't censor yourself with the R word. That's stupid.
That's 12.5 hours.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I've wasted my
So
life.
you want to waste 12 and a half hours just to talk about a show for an hour.
Yeah, I'm not committing to that. I'm sorry.
I saw that. I heard about a French film that goes for like more than that, which fucking boggles my mind.
Fucking French people.
The lengths people will go to say like, oh, I am a true fan of art. I sat through 12 hours of this fucking French film about teenagers and shit.
I don't know if I could sit through 12 straight hours of anything that I like, let alone some art film.
Imagine someone doing like that's like someone you could spend less time doing a marathon of the Godfather films,
Yes. And I couldn't even
which is
finish
about
that.
8 hours.
Look, I like Archer. I think it's a good show, and I've been binging a lot.
I'm
By
not
binging, I mean
disagreeing,
like
but
2 episodes at a
cool.
time.
You're not. Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
Well-
That's a bad show. I'm not saying it's a bad show.
I will disagree. I will disagree 20% because the later seasons are a bit
What?
shit. But I stopped watching after like season. I stopped watching after the one where he dies.
That's like season 8 or 9.
I stopped watching.
Well,
then.
because-
I got a good idea, guys. Why don't we watch all fucking 18 seasons of Trailer Park Boys for next episode?
That is not 18 seasons, isn't it?
There's a lot. I don't know how many there is.
It's probably about that. That's like let's watch all 14. Let's watch all 30 seasons of The Simpsons. Let's do that.
Let's watch all 6 seasons of House of Cards.
Let's not.
My finger's bleeding.
Your body can't take it. It wants out.
It wants to get. It's the memory cells of the devil all the time trying to escape. No, I just have a bad habit of picking my cuticles.
Are we gonna get another comment this episode that says you guys just didn't get it?
Comment. We need to get a comment in general. That was our first and
And
only
we
comment.
destroyed them. Like, we were probably not the best of them. I will admit.
I don't care.
Oh, I was fine. I don't think I was that. harsh.
I'll take the blame because then I brought them up twice and then roasted them.
I don't remember what I said. I think I roasted them as well, but I don't remember. If that person's still watching, you're a trooper. Good on you.
Shout out whoever commented.
Shout out to that one comment that
we
said you
love character. We love character
that
development.
said you guys didn't understand the movie.
Which one was it on? Was it on Inherent
Inherent
Vice?
Vice.
Inherent Vice.
Shout out Rebel Punks 88.
This is basically harassment.
No, it's not.
This is not harassment.
This is borderline harassment. Bringing them up for 4 episodes now.
We've only brought them up like twice.
Is that
What are you talking
is that
about?
the only comment we've got? Like, have we checked all the other ones?
Yes.
That is our first and only comment.
Yes.
Actually, no, it wasn't our first one. One of our friends said, "Do Wogboy."
The Wog Boy.
Yeah.
Shout out Andre if he's still listening. That's what we're doing next week. We're gonna finally get around to watching Wog Boy.
I think he deleted his comment because I can't seem to find it.
Oh.
Yeah, let's just shame him then for deleting the comment.
We can cut it out then.
Don't do that.
But yeah, let's do Wogboy next week. Is that a good film?
It's funny. It's a good Australian
Is it better
comedy.
than this?
I think it goes for an hour and a half. It goes pretty quick for an hour and a half.
I've started to enjoy movies. Like, I hate to be someone who thinks that movies are too long, but
Oh, don't tell Evan that because he'll be like, "Oh, I have plenty of films that go for like an hour."
That was what was going through my head. I was waiting for Calum to finish talking.
I like
That's good.
I like a film that's like under 2 hours.
Well, boy.
Someone brings up. I like a film that's not long and has a bit of gore, and Evan jumps out from a fucking cardboard box like,
I do.
I have feelings.
Evan's like
I repel through a window.
Evan's like the
He's the Blu-ray
yeah
goblin.
the guy from who's the Jubba's little
I'm not.
Salacious
I'm
B.
the
Crumb.
fucking.
You're Salacious B.
I'm
Crumb.
I'm the fucking merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, you just come out from around a corner and you like open up like your flasher coat.
Greetings,
And it
stranger. I
just
have
has
some
Blu-rays.
films for you.
Every time I think of the guy from Resident Evil, I think of that one guy from Hercules, the Disney one,
with the blue
where he just
hair.
opens his coat and is like, "You want to buy a sundial?"
I haven't played Resident Evil or watched Hercules.
Good Disney film. I like it. Some people don't
Good
like
game.
I've barely seen any Disney movies.
Me either. But anyway,
it. Different upbringings.
my point being, boy howdy, if you like short movies, I present to you my entire collection, almost.
Boy howdy, if you want movie selections, you should check out Evan's Instagram page because that's all he posts.
I haven't posted for months because I'm lazy.
Or that's your page's not reason or not like it's purpose. You know what I mean?
Isn't it
Yeah,
because
they'll-
isn't it because you can't upload high definition images to Instagram?
Yeah, and it's shitting me, and I'm annoyed.
I think there's a way to do
Well,
it.
that's not a conversation for the podcast. I'll talk about it with you guys later.
This is not content.
No, no one cares about listening to me complain about how I can't upload photos to Instagram from my computer, even though it's an app for photography.
But they'll listen to.
People listen to podcasts to like feel that there's people in the room or
But
something.
they'll listen to us complain about the devil all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It makes a very strong point.
Good point. Good point.
It makes a very strong point about how much they'll listen to us passive aggressively dig at each other for interrupting one another.
We do that a lot.
They'll definitely enjoy that.
I thought that
Yeah.
there were two good quotes in this movie. Usually I find more, but there was only two.
Delusions the mind. That's
I
a
thought
good
that was
quote.
a bit shit, actually. There's the bit
Alright.
where Bill Skarsgård says there's a lot of no good sons of bitches out there, and then young Arvin says like 100, and then his dad, and then Bill Skarsgård goes at least 100.
That was a pretty good
I
dialogue
like
exchange. I like that.
And then I also
I-
liked
I,
Sebastian Stan going, "Some people are born just to be buried." I thought that was kind of cool.
I actually
Sebastian Stan got fucking chunky for this role, didn't he?
Dummy thick.
like.
He was,
I would have
Okay.
preferred if the entire movie was just Bill Skarsgård and his son.
Or Sebastian Stan
Honestly,
working as a cop.
yeah.
no, I think they kind of yeah, like I said before, they definitely coincide. Both Arvin and Sheriff Boudica, they definitely tie against one another.
They do, yeah.
Because at the start, like he saw, like he was there he answered the call when his dad killed himself, and then it came back when Arvin killed his sister. So they definitely kind of have that.
Arvin didn't kill his sister.
Yes, he did.
No, his sister killed herself. She hung.
No, the sheriff's sister.
Ah, yeah. I get you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
She had delusions of the mind.
I do
That would
appreciate.
when the yeah no go on.
I appreciate how Robert Pattinson differentiates every character he plays. Like
Oh yeah, they're all unique.
he really tries to put like extra emphasis, even if it's not part of the character, on like making them appear or sound different. Because he speaks in like a much higher like pitch in his voice than he does for like all of the Lighthouse and the other movies I've seen him in.
Have you ever seen?
Apart from the
have you
like,
ever, have
accent.
you ever seen
Lobster,
Good
don't you?
Time?
I haven't. No.
He's really good in that. He plays like kind of a like it.
He plays a bank
Yeah,
robber,
and his
doesn't he?
brother gets arrested or something, and he's like trying to help his brother. It's really good. It's a great movie.
I should do that next week.
And everyone's like the Safdie brothers. Ooh.
Didn't they make Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gems. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I was watching their Criterion Shelf video and it was hilarious because they just like basically put their hands between two wedges of films, take the wedge, and then go like, "Yeah, I'm taking this."
That's what everybody does.
They fill up a bag. No. Some people take like one or two. They took like a section.
What's
They took enough movies to fill
what's
a
this
section. For the Criterion collection for the company, they do this series. Same with the Severance Seller. Bet you're surprised I know that, Evan.
I am.
So they have basically some
They get, like-
aren't even people.
They get filmmakers and actors in, and they just like pick out movies from the Criterion collection that they like, and they just give them free copies. They get to talk about it for a bit.
oh hell yeah.
They have reasonable or famous names. They have Bill Hader, Michael Cera, Alec Baldwin, Gaspar Noé, Bong Joon-ho.
I loved his one. Gaspar Noé was great.
Gaspar Noé is just like, this film I like.
He just picks out
Very good.
fucking Solo, and he goes, "This film very dark," and I'm like,
And then he's just like, I'm taking this one. And then they're just like, oh yeah.
I think one day I hope all three of us can go on there and we can just riff on each other while I'm taking these movies.
No, that film, that cupboard would not fit three people. Like the Safdies was even
Alec Baldwin
like,
alone
wedged in.
took up.
Alec Baldwin alone, the absolute unit. Alec Baldwin.
Have you seen that ad that he's done for some stock trading app? He goes, "Sure,
Yeah.
skip this ad." Like when I first watched it, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch him. And then he goes, "Just like you missed out on buying Amazon stuck in Google." And I'm like, well, fuck, okay, jeez, calm down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's basically playing like in that ad. He's basically playing Jack Donaghy from 30 Rock,
He's so
which
passive
is a great
aggressive.
show. I love 30 Rock. Back when I had Stan, I binge
I
watched
remember
the
you,
entire
I
thing.
remember you
It's
telling me that
hilarious.
you shotgunned like the entire thing in like a few months.
It's such a good show. Tracy Morgan, Tina Fey, Jane Krakowski, so many good. Kenneth, not Kenneth. Kenneth's the character. Jack McBrayer. Great people. Severin Seller. How do I know that? Because I got bored one night and I googled Combat Shock, which Evan was talking about in a circle recently.
Yeah.
And I watched Buddy Giovinazzi's Severin Seller. And he basically just goes, "Yeah, you see this thing? I've never fucking seen it in person, and now it's here." And that's basically it. I didn't even fucking own this thing, and I made the goddamn movie.
I like him a lot. I'd love to have a chat with him.
He just looks done with life.
He lives in Germany now. Of course, he's done with life.
We should get him on the podcast.
I'd love to if I
He
could.
Fucking podcast? No.
We should,
do.
I wouldn't mind one day getting like a guest on here one day.
Yeah, we just need to build up.
Yeah,
more.
well, funny that. Anyway, it's not like I brought that up.
Funny
It's
that.
not like I brought that up the other day and you were like, no.
Seb was
But alright.
was salty because he didn't get paid for the bounty in Red Dead.
Anyway,
What?
I had a point about Robert Pattinson I wanted to go back to.
We'll talk about this later because I've forgotten.
I remember the
what
exact
happened.
events. We did a bounty for the guy on the train, and then
Is this
yeah,
content?
it's funny. And
Yes,
then
this is
and then
content.
you were like, and then when we were done, we were like, Evan was like, "Oh yeah, so I'm thinking of getting this guy on the podcast. It'd be pretty fun." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool." And then you just go, "I didn't get paid.
Just like, no.
I didn't get paid." and I'm like, "Oh, you didn't get paid."
So what's that have to wait? So what's that have to do with the podcast? though?
No, because Evan was talking about how you didn't, and then you were just going like, "I don't want anyone. You can do that, but I won't be on the podcast." I'm like, "Jeez, okay."
Oh no! You're painting me out to be a cunt. No, fucking let me explain myself. Because you were fucking throwing chairs. Fuck you. Let me have my soapbox. What I said was, I don't have an interest in those types of films. Evan wanted to bring some guy who like studies these films on a fucking. That's basically his passion.
studies
and I
them.
said, well, fuck, whatever. And I said, all right, well, you can interview him. It's like I don't have any interest in the topic, so I won't know. I won't contribute. I won't contribute to the discussion at all. It's gonna be boring for you guys to just hear me fucking ramble because I have no fucking idea. So I'm like, oh, if you want to interview him, that's fine, and you can have all the screen time, and you can put all your focus. You can ask every fucking question you want. It's like that's fine. I don't have to be in the interview.
I don't think.
I'm not the dad. You don't need to have me in every fucking thing.
I just think it's. I think that even if you don't have a huge investment or knowledge in the topic, it's a good thing. I don't know. It's a good way to either
Oh, fine,
get
but
that.
don't paint me out to be like a moody cunt just because I fucking lost. I was playing Minecraft as well, dickhead. I remember now too.
I'm pretty sure we were playing Red Dead.
No, I was playing Minecraft. I remember. I was in the Nether and I fucking died.
Anyway,
I turned off the game
that's not-
and I thought I don't want to play this anymore. I hate
This
this.
isn't content. It's no longer content.
No, it is. You fucking made it content.
not.
I said it wasn't.
It's no longer content. My point about Robert Pattinson.
Made the executive decision that this is no longer going to be content.
Yes. I'm pulling the plug
Thank you for letting me rant.
on this conversation. Yeah, no, about Robert Pattinson. How he differentiates. Shut up! How he differentiates his characters. I can't even say it anymore. You know what? Bring up something else. I didn't compose myself.
Just because I fucking went, no, shut up, cunt. Let me explain myself.
Shit. Alright.
Anyway, while we talk, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, because he as well. He's another one that did Twilight, and he wants to like differentiate.
And he hates it. He absolutely hates Twilight more than Probably everybody else does actually.
Yeah, that's. I think that's like a well known. Even he says it's like I hate it more than anyone.
I love the interview with him. He's just on the commentary. I actually want to watch the commentary just because he's shitting on the movie the entire time. It's amazing.
Can we watch Twilight for an episode, please? I think
No,
that
we'd have to.
actually be
We'd
fun.
have to do all three.
Only if I can watch it with the Robert Pattinson commentary.
You'll have to buy like the collector's edition Blu-ray or something,
No.
and then just say that you have it. That's another thing to add to the collection as
No.
well.
And then we can
Like that 70s porno tape you have
and then we can get
that you showed off so proudly when we came over.
Because I think it's funny.
Oh, it is. It's funny. It's funny. Not to like. I realize now saying that it makes you sound like a fucking nut, but
Alright, well,
it's funny.
I should explain for context.
you weren't like,
go
hey,
on,
want
no,
to see
explain.
some porn?
Yeah, because
no, explain. Let him explain.
it's not just some fucking porno tape that I bought and owned. No, I bought a fucking... Because I have a couple of VHS... Well, not, more than a couple of VHS films. Like, movies I really like. I also, like, happen to come across X-rental copies on VHS at markets or whatever. So I got a small collection of VHS tapes. So I'm like, alright, I might like to play some of these occasionally because some of them aren't even on DVD, let alone Blu-ray. So I got a fucking VHS player from Cash Converters, and I brought it home, and I hooked it up, and I got it working, and I went to put one of my tapes in. I'm like, oh, it's not going in. There's a tape already in there. I eject it. What comes out is a tape called Flashpoint, rated X. And I'm like...
Jeez, this isn't Batman.
So I'm like, I'm gonna regret this, but I'll play it. I need to test if the player worked as well. So I put it in.
So you decided, why not?
And I was curious. What can I say?
Curious George. No,
If you pull out a random tape from a VHS player you just bought, would you not play it as well?
Absolutely, I would.
Exactly.
If it said do not watch, I probably wouldn't watch it.
How
Actually, no,
how
exactly.
old
Anyway,
were you when this
continue.
happened?
Oh no, this wasn't that long ago. Maybe like, I don't know, 4 years ago.
He wasn't a child buying a VHS player.
It was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe at this point. Maybe less than that. I don't know. It's been heavily watched because it's very degraded and I can barely tell what's happening on the screen. But oh boy, I could hear it. So
I bet.
I didn't really know what to do with it. So it's just it's sitting on my VHS shelf.
It's like
I didn't, because I don't know
Get
why.
rid of it.
I feel bad. Even like broken Blu-ray cases, I don't like throwing them away. I feel bad. I don't know why.
All right. Well, next time I come over, you might find a missing.
And
donut.
so, no. So my thoughts are: what if I make my own film and I set it like in the 80s or the 90s and I just have it on in the background, you know, like some guy walks into a seedy apartment or something like that, and some guy just watching it.
Oh, thank God we give context to where it would be in the film.
You know what I mean? Like something like that.
I mean,
Because like
No, I'm just.
you see
nitpicking.
scenes like that in some movies, and I'm like, you know what? That could be funny.
Like American Psycho.
it reminds me of when, like a few months ago, probably like 2 months ago,
Where's this going?
my room at my mum's house was being cleared out because it was getting turned into an office, and I get a text from her, and it's a photo of like a Penthouse magazine that I had in my bookshelf from like the 80s that my friend gave me, and she's like, what's this?
What do you think it is, Mum?
I kept it. I asked her to keep it. For the
Is there
no,
more to
that's
this
just it.
story?
I've just got
or-
an 80s Penthouse magazine.
And to this day, I still have not finished my point about Robert Pattinson.
Oh yeah, true.
Welcome to Rewind Rental, where we let people finish their thoughts.
Of course. Anyway, my point about that was... Fuck's sakes, Callum. My point about that was... as much as I like that he differentiates his characters that much, I do miss his accent from The Lighthouse. I wish he'd play every character with that accent.
I don't think it'd fit in a deep southern town.
No, but it'd be
in
funny.
America, and then there's just Cursey
Cause I just want to hear your
dog."
goddamn farts again. Because that line in The Lighthouse got me pretty good.
Well, now we know what Robert Pattinson will do for the camera.
We do. Well, you know what? Never mind. I was going to bring up the joke I made before. to you before we started recording, but never mind.
I've already forgotten what it was.
It was me querying whether Robert Pattinson in this movie is a step up or a step down for jerking off the mermaid
Oh.
statues.
And I'll give the same response. It is a massive step. Wait.
Yeah, step down.
Yeah, step down.
I agree. That's probably worse.
I was remembering how I phrased it before. I'm like, hang on. I don't want to say step up and then go, oh, no.
No, wrong way.
No, wrong way. Wrong way. Go back. What a fucking derailing this has
We
been.
should just watch Borat 2 instead.
Josh Clash. Jinky. Oh, I can't wait to go back and start hearing that
Oh,
from the fucking year 9s on the train.
you know you will. It's gonna be like when the first one came out, and you'll only be hearing Borat quotes for months on end.
Luckily, I wasn't at that age where kids my age would watch it and like start
When did
quoting
it
Yeah.
come out?
2002, I
I
think.
think it's 2006. I'll run about there anyway.
Yeah, we were all way too young.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
But definitely, like kids above like what, a few years older than us would have seen it, and they would have been like, "My wife."
and now, thankfully, we're out of high school, so we're not going to hear it as much.
I mean, we do it.
I know we do it.
Yeah, but in public.
Oh no, we're one of those people.
Oh no!
I've come to the
No,
realization that we're those people that just annoyingly quote Borat in public to each other.
I
Oh,
see
fuck.
nothing.
We're the
I see
problem.
nothing wrong with this.
I don't know. Actually, it's pretty funny. I don't care.
Well,
Can we bring up the
There's a-
Tom Hanks cameo?
I loved it.
It was great.
I fucking
It
loved
caught
it.
me so off guard. We're changing. We're doing Borat. We're talking about Borat 2 now.
We can't. Hang on. It's a massive spoiler though.
I
for the
haven't
end
se-
of
It's
it.
I
not
haven't
really
seen
a
this-
spoiler.
This is just unfair.
No, not the cameo, but I think the context behind the cameo. I think
I
is
just
a
wanna
bit of
go-
a
What was
spoiler.
the context? Oh yeah,
I
I
want to go
remember
into
now.
the movie dry.
All right, that's fine. We'll let you do that. We won't spoil Borat 2.
Can I borrow someone's Amazon account?
Sure.
Absolute champion.
I'll probably watch it. I don't mind watching it again if you want to watch it at the same time as me. I'm cool watching it again.
Oh yeah, if I can get over watching movies through my headphones.
I'm sure you can.
I just find
I'm sure you can.
I just
don't
find it
think it's that
irritating.
hard.
I don't like wearing headphones.
All right, David Lynch.
No, fuck you.
God, this is a bit. He's hit a bit of a lull.
I wonder how David Lynch would react to people watching movies on their computers.
I wonder how he'd react to
I
streaming.
wonder how we'd
services.
react to podcasts.
I don't think he has a.
He has one, doesn't he?
No, he just has the weather report.
Why does hearing that reminds me of Frankie on the weather.
He's just in some base.
Have you seen that guy? He's like, "Hey, my name's Frankie, and it's raining outside, and it's cold."
I suppose
He wants to be a
that's
weatherman.
basically how it goes. He goes, "Hi, I hope everyone's having a lovely day. The weather in LA, it's a very sunny day right now. Very magnificent weather we're having. Have a good day. Bye."
Does he have like a weather like radar or
No,
something?
he's just sitting in a chair in some
He's
room.
in like his office. But then he's,
yeah,
al-
he's in
but
an
he's also
office.
got his band that he has.
He's just wearing sunglasses inside in that very dark room.
His band is also very strange.
What is it? I mean, it's David Lynch.
True. Like that weird
Oh
music
Jesus!
video.
Sorry, excuse
That's
me.
rank, Seb.
I kind of like it. Not the burp. The
I
music,
saw,
the
I
music
saw
video.
it. I saw it in the sound wave. I'm like, oh god. I deeply apologize.
Everyone who's listening with headphones is just throwing them across the room.
We just lost another one viewer, which is all
well.
of them.
Any person who listens either know one of us or
Actually,
all of us,
shout
so-
out to our one listener in Italy and our 3 listeners in the US.
There you go.
Ciao, signora.
Ciao bella, e tutte
That's-
come stai?
You make juice pretty nice. Is that how you're gonna flirt with a
And
cunt?
now we've lost them. They're gone.
Now we've lost them. Just do the Family Guy bit. We go, hey, babada booby.
Good job. You've already lost them. We've gotten rid of our one.
I can
viewer.
make these jokes. I am
Does that mean
Italian.
I can as well? I don't look Italian though.
Well, are you okay?
Yes,
so are
I
you
am.
Italian? Then yes, you can make the joke.
I'm the only non-Italian here. I feel left out.
I feel personally attacked. I'm not Italian.
Hey, we'll fuck you up, my boy Joey out back.
My mother's making the special tonight. Little weenie dogs.
Didn't you make
Mario,
some of those the other
Romeo.
week?
Luigi. I did, and they're fucking terrible.
It looked disgusting. The photo you sent made me want to vomit.
I saw a Britney Broski TikTok, and I thought I can make this. No, don't.
does-
do
I saw
it.
the
Don't
photo and
try.
I threw up a little in
Does
my
the
mouth.
pasta that's inside of the weenie dog, does that actually get cooked at all?
Al
Okay,
dente.
not-
You need to cook it a lot more.
But then, what about the stuff on the outside?
But
then?
the
Like that.
the hot dog basically inflates like a fucking. It just puffs up.
Welcome to Rewind Pasta. We're talking about recipes, good recipes to cook at home now.
Welcome back to Pasta Rental. Today we're talking about linguine.
Tortellini, fettuccine, tortellini. Oh, I know you already did that one.
Mario, Romeo, me and my boys. Alright, this has gone too far off the rails. Should we give closing statements?
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're
What
so sick of talking about the
what
fucking
film
movie.
were we doing again? I was Devil sometimes. It was the Devil sometimes.
Yes, the devil's sometimes.
What should we title this episode? The Devil All the Time, Passive Aggressive Tangents, and Borat 2. I think that's about
No, we
it.
just did the devil all the time, but only sometimes.
Okay.
The Devil Only Sometimes.
No, then we can't fuck with the algorithm and get views based on the movie title.
But that's how
As
that
funny as
was
that
my
would
whole
be.
point of doing this for this week, so then we could get views.
I'll
Is that
figure
the only
out
reason you
title.
picked this movie?
Yup.
That's the only reason Callum does anything.
You figured me out.
I wasted
That does.
2 hours and 18 minutes of my life
All right,
that I'm
closing
not gonna get
statements.
back
Callum, you go
because
first.
you
It's your
wanted to
pick.
clickbait. Fuck you.
All right, in your corners, in your corners.
Boring film. Don't watch it. Go outside. You could go outside for. You could spend time with your loved ones. That you are only going to be here on this earth for a temporary amount of time, and don't waste 2 hours and 18 minutes of your fucking life watching this.
Just don't shush them.
Hug your loved ones, kiss
Hug-
your loved ones. Don't speak to them. Don't watch.
You
this
know your
movie.
dog that you haven't walked for a week? Fucking walk him. Give him a pat. Give him
I
a
don't
treat.
think-
You're all dying.
All right.
You're all dying. You'll have limited time on this earth. Go spend it
Do
wisely,
something.
not on this movie.
What are you rating this movie out of 5, Callum?
I don't know. 1 delusions out of 5 delusions.
Sludge Gangster. What do you think about this movie?
I'll go back to what I said at the start. Nothing is technically bad about it. I just found it mostly, for the most part, boring. If you like bleak movies that are well acted, you'll probably like it. I didn't hate it, but I don't see myself rewatching it ever. So, objectively, if I rated it objectively, I'd give it like, I don't know, a 4 out of 5. If I rate it based on how much I enjoyed it personally, I'd give it two spiders on your face out of 5.
So do you want to give it a 3? Bit of a middle ground.
No, no, I think a 2 is more accurate to my personal opinion on it. But like I said,
All right, that's your final.
that's my final rating personally. Objectively, I'd say 4 out of 5. But I'm not objective. Fuck you.
Fair enough. Now my turn. So, this movie, some of it didn't need to be in it. I hope one day that the director will pull a Francis Ford Coppola and sit through the footage and go, "I shall remake the film," and cut it down to about an hour and a half. Tom Holland was a good good performance. I loved his character. His development over the film I thought was good. I don't have any much else to say other than watch Spider-Man 3 for Tobey Maguire's return to the screen. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Three Charleston Chews out of 5, which is a very obscure reference, but that's what he gets.
3 times
from his
Jason
dad.
Clarke gets cucked. Out of 5.
Three Jason Clarke cuckings.
I mean, he
Out of
asked her to
5.
do it. So is it really a cucking if he wants to be cucked?
Yes.
Fair
Yes,
enough
it
then.
is.
That's
Fair
the-
enough then.
We're not having this discussion. No, we're leaving. If you'd like to write us in, we have an email. It's rentalrewind.biz@gmail.com. The story behind that is I put the names wrong. I don't need to spell it out because apparently Evan doesn't like
Oh,
that.
we've got.
we're
we've
on
got some
Instagram.
mail if you want me to read it.
We have mail.
Yep.
What?
It's
Hang on. 1 second. We have we're on Instagram, Rewind Rental Podcast. You can find all our other socials on there. We're on Podbean. Our RSS feed Podbean is on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, basically anywhere you get your podcast. So listen in. I think Spotify is our most
is
popular
indeed.
one. But no brand deals yet. But we're also on YouTube, which some of you might be watching as well.
Not many of you, granted.
Yeah. Anyway, Callum, what's the
it's-
subject? of
You're
the mail?
missing out. I hear the hottest songs in Australia, and it's from Spotify, and it's all the hits one
No,
playlist.
okay. I'm Seb, joined by Callum and Evan. This has been Real One Rental episode 13. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.